What's up, fam? Quick little disclaimer: if you don't care about Kentucky politics again, get off this bad boy and go listen to something else. But try to get a quick one in here because the JCPS board meeting starts in about 22 minutes, and so if everybody hasn't heard, we got HB 51 through. Finally got it through at least through the House. So our work is not done. All right, but I'll be damned, it feels good to get it out of one chamber. So, like, don't know really what to say other than like thanks to all you guys that have called and emailed and called some more and emailed some more and listened to me rant and rave and vent and help me get appointments and help me get into contact with people and all that stuff. I mean, it was a great day, and it was awesome to be in attendance, and was awesome. Like, I had my 8-year-old son there with me. It was really cool, and got to cash in a bunch of my photo chips on it with a bunch of reps and some senators and stuff to make him feel special. So it was and we had one of our Oldham County people. One of them were in the house with their son as a page. That was awesome. When the vote passed, the gallery up top was all clapping, and the speaker had to call the chamber into order or whatever. So that was pretty cool. So that they knew we were there. I'll be honest, I haven't even looked to like at the actual vote count yet, or who did what, or who went the opposite of how we thought they were going to go, and all that stuff. Right now, I'm just like thankful and trying to catch my breath, and took my kid to get some Chick-fil-A and tried to enjoy a few minutes. We did hang around afterwards, and it was just really cool getting to talk to all the reps and get pictures and tell them thanks. And a special shout out to Representative Callaway that filed our amendment, and Jason Nemus, who spoke up on the floor very passionately about why this thing's got to pass. And I couldn't have done it without either one of those guys. Nemus, as soon as the vote was over and they declared it passed, he got up out of his chair, came up to the gallery, and gave me a hug. So it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it choked me up and about made me start crying a little bit. So man, it was just a fun ride. And I'll be honest, when we started this thing 6 weeks ago, I never really thought we'd get this far, I don't think. But I figured we'd give it a run, and it happened. So I just want to give y'all an update on that. They are getting ready to go to this. A bunch of people are going to go to the JCPS board meeting right now. I just kept telling everybody down here, we got to get this, has to at least get out of one chamber before this board meeting, because it's got a feeling they're going to try to act like they were planning on doing this anyways, and they were not. But at the end of the day, like I've been saying, this thing isn't about school boards being bad or teachers or superintendents or anything like that. I mean, it's really about parental choice and parental empowerment. Letting parents choose what their children are going to do. The legislature wasn't banning anything or telling people they couldn't do anything. The people that stood up as an opponent of it, I feel like they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. I'm trying to be positive about all this and not call out any Republicans that said certain things, but here's the deal. If people in your district voted a certain way, you need to keep receipts. It's one thing if you are, this whole concept of local control was hilarious to me, because literally one representative, she stood up, she had like real long curly hair, and was like, I'm voting no because I'm for parental choice. I swear to God, that's what she said. And I'm like, those two, that makes no sense. So I'm almost thinking it's just like this is too common sense for them to be able to understand it. Because everything in life is supposed to be complicated, they're overcomplicating it. Whenever you can't say you're for parental choice, but then because again, the main thing is they're looking at the paradigm as if the only people that can possibly make this decision is the state legislature or school boards. That's all they're thinking. That's the only people they think are able to make these decisions. But they're forgetting an entire party there. They're forgetting all all the kids' parents. So like they were talking about flu shots in there, everything, and I'm like, no, all these things you're talking about aren't even required. I don't know what you're like. Parents already have the choice if they can get a flu shot or not. Yeah, they got to get other ones. I mean, nobody's in there trying to say you shouldn't get measles shot. I mean, like this is only specific to this. And they were talking about what happens if another outbreak. Well, they just gave them another 10 days of NTI, so now they got 20. So, like, again, they keep talking about local control, and I'm like, first of all, I don't know if they ever had the power to like, delegate it anyways. But everybody just remember, these people keep telling you voted for these people. Really think about whether or not you voted for a school board member to decide day-to-day medical decisions for all the children in your district. Like, if you didn't do that, then you should support this bill. Because if this bill doesn't get through, forever, from this point forward, school boards are going to be required to be thinking about those things at all times. If there's ever flu, if there's ever another COVID variant, we don't know what's going to pop up. But like, so when you go to vote for a school member, you don't need to have a medical background. That will be the number one like prerequisite for being on the school board. Will be, do you have a background in medicine, nursing, doctor? Heck, if you have a medical coding degree, you're more qualified most likely than if you have a doctorate in education, because like you're making day-to-day health decisions for all the children. So like up until now, I don't think everyone's ever even considered that might be the case. But like not acting, not voting through HB 51, that's what it's saying. Okay, it's also saying that they have to always do the maximum amount of mitigation possible for any one immunocompromised child. Here's the deal, like we all know children like that. Like I have a very close friend in a situation like that, and it's like it makes my heart melt. My children, when they pray at night, they specifically pray for that situation every time they. So like, but here's the deal: like we don't. Those children that are in classrooms that are immunocompromised are still going to be immunocompromised. All right, like that. It's unfortunate. That's not going to change. I mean, like the flu, RSV, all that stuff. It's like those things are like they're still risky, and like we should all continue to remain cognizant of that and try to protect those children. But like even if your school board is being, if this doesn't go through, we are setting the precedent that every school board, everything may be fine and it may be wide open, right? But all it will take is one parent to lose a child and like be able to make the case, to be able to make the argument that if you would have instituted the mask mandate, or if you would institute the vaccine requirement, or if you would have made the children wear earmuffs or whatever, it could have possibly saved my child's life or kept them from being, getting seriously injured or ill or whatever. It will take one, and like they're not passing this will set the precedent that will like that is what we thought would happen and how it's supposed to happen. So like, I'm of the mind as the son of a school teacher, and like after talking with some superintendents and talking with some people in administrations, like I don't think these people want these responsibilities, nor do I think they are paid enough for them to be on their shoulders. Like our teachers have enough on their plates, all right, with like all the children are trying to manage and all the like personalities, and the fact that the vast majority of them like go to work every day caring. And so as a coach, every night I go home, there's always like one kid that I'm afraid I didn't do the right thing for, or that I didn't say the right thing. And I'm sure those teachers, most of them do that every day when they go home. Do we really want to put that on them to like they have to have their head on a swivel and like looking out for every cold and illness, and going to the principal and saying, hey, we better put masks in this class? Like, is that really what we want? Like if it is, it is. But like if we don't act on this, that's what it will be, whether or not we want it or not. Yeah, I think they're all just missing the point. I think they're all like really, several of them I think are just being really stubborn simply because they made a decision back in September. And I'm like, so is that how the government's going to work from here on out? Like if you make one stupid decision, or like make one decision that like later on you realize that you either didn't have the constitutional authority to do it, or like it was just the wrong decision, that you don't fix it because you already did it and you're too stubborn to like save face. I mean, like that's what I hear when I hear them say that. So I mean, like, some of the people in there that spoke on it even said they were like straddling and didn't know the right thing to do because it's, you know, like they can see both sides. And you know, like, and then they were leaning back on, you know, their health, saying they talk to their health department, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, if you're still thinking about metrics and you're still thinking about like what you think is like the morally right thing to do, and like is it going to save one life, or if you're still thinking that way, then like you're not getting the point anyways. I mean, we're talking about something we have 2 years worth of data on. Like, once you have 2 years of data, in order for something to shift, I mean, how many more years are you going to wait to get more data? You know, so and they kept talking about masks. I kept getting frustrated that the sponsor wouldn't go into the deeper part that this isn't just a mask bill. I mean, it also protects you from, you know, future vaccine requirements and, you know, medical, what we termed forced adherence to medical treatments and procedures, and then forced wearing of any type of medical device. I mean, these are big words that make a difference and mean a lot. And yes, it is only COVID. This is COVID specific, but it's still not a petty mask bill. It got passed with the other language in it that we wanted, and it's a much more important bill. And I'm just going to keep saying this over and over and over until I'm blue in the face. If they won't give parents these choices, like if they won't give you the choice of whether or not you're going to, you know, put a mask on your kid or give them the vaccination for this, again, just this virus, if they're not going to give you that choice, they ain't never going to give you $10,000 for them to fund children and not systems. They ain't never going to take that money out of that system if they don't trust you enough to make the right decision for your own kid. Like that you really, like that you don't have your children's, like that you don't want them to live more than they want them to live. I mean, like, so if you want school choice, if you want, you know, curriculum reform, if you want to get these obscene materials out of classrooms, you know, yada yada, you know, so on and so forth, it starts right here. Like this is the fundamental bill that will like set the tone for that. And no votes for this bill should tell you those people ain't real serious about that. You know, they may be serious about local boards deciding it, but they're not. You know, they definitely ain't serious about you getting to choose. So think about that, and next time you're out there placing a vote or whatever. So yeah. But I'll get off my high horse. That JCPS board meeting is in like 9 minutes. I'm so interested to see what happened, or you know what happens. I was hoping I could get over there to get to it, but I'm just not going to get back in time, I don't think. I even tried to reach out to like the Courier Journal to tell them I'd talk to them about this bill, but they were like, well, it's not really on our radar now. If it were to pass, you know, like we'll call you. So I try to let them know, but who am I? Some old long-haired redneck, right? Tried to talk with some other Democrats, and one of them ended up canceling on me and trying to bump it back a week because no one thought this was on anybody's radar. So it's fun to throw a Hail Mary, and you know we've thrown a Hail Mary. We caught it on the 3-yard line, and we got tackled before we got in the end zone. So now we got to move over to the Senate. We already got a game plan. I need all y'all to start emailing, calling, letting the Senate know, like, this train ain't stopping. All right, like I'm gonna be going to Frankfurt till this is done or dead. So let's go. You know, I can't do it on my own. Never did do it on my own. You know, I got a great team around me. Y'all are awesome. If anyone has any questions or anything like that, feel free to shoot me a text or message on here or whatever, you know, whatever y'all want to do. But again, like, don't listen to the mainstream media. Like, you know, go read the bill, like cover to cover. Don't read the legislative summary. Read the bill. Just like we should be reading all of them. Okay. If you have questions, let me know. All right, but this is much bigger than what, you know, even the Republicans in the House chamber that were against it were saying. Like, again, we're not reallocating power back to this legislature. We're relinquishing it to the parents. Like, is that what we want or not? This is it. This is the hill we got to die on here, folks. So, all right. Well, I'm out of here. I'm about to pull into the house. I'm gonna love my babies a little bit and tell them how they've been great during all this. My wife has watched as I haven't been home for forever, it feels like. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Let me know if you have any questions. See ya.